Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, time for a fact that makes your brain go. Now, before we get there, I told you that you're in your car right now. You're getting in your car. You turn it on. You turn on Q101, and you're ready to leave the driveway. And we appreciate that you choose us before you leave your house every morning. But today, before you leave your house, I want you to be aware of something that could be happening today. Now, Kenzie, what did you say you think it is when I said this about getting in your car?
I said that your emergency brake, it beeps really loudly if it's on.
Yeah.
And I know that because when I first started driving, I didn't know that. And I'm like, what is that noise? And I just turned my radio up really loud and I drove all the way home with my emergency brake on.
Yes.
Because you would think, at least when you first start driving, that it would be impossible to drive your car if the emergency brake was on. I certainly didn't think it would only beep like a microwave.
Now, old cars, that used to happen. When you put the emergency brake on, the car wouldn't move. Now,
that's smarter, so you can't accidentally drive with the emergency brake on.
Now it's a little button, the parking brake there, and it just kind of on my Rogue, and I just turn it off, and I go, oh, well, it's off now. I guessed that it was even on. I don't even know. So that's what you said. Case didn't have a guess at all. Now, Dan texted in and said about this fact coming up here in about a second. It says, great, now I'm on my way home from work, and I'm going to die because I don't know what the fact is. Thank you, Dan, for checking in.
Wow. Sorry, Dan. We hope that you don't die.
I do, too.
I really hope that.
Allie also said you need to check for animals getting warm in your car before you start it. Also, if you're a woman, check the back seat. LOL.
I do that even though I park in the garage. I check the back seat and I check the trunk because I imagine somebody just crawling over my seat.
You open the trunk every morning?
Yes. Why wouldn't they go in the trunk if they're willing to go in the back seat?
Well, if they're in the trunk, they can't get out.
Yeah, no, because I have a Wrangler. So my trunk's open. You could climb over the trunk into my car.
Oh, you mean the back? Here's the back area of Jeep, right?
Well, that would be my trunk.
But I mean, a trunk is a car that goes like, ba-dum.
So, yeah, my trunk's not separate. He can't just, like, then I would be less worried.
Yeah.
My trunk is like, so it's an open concept car, if you will.
It's an open air trunk.
Yeah, there's not a lot of stopping. You can just roll right over. So I check both. Yes.
All right. Well, here's the fact. You're in your car. I know you're waiting before you leave the house, and I appreciate you waiting. The fact is that today, August 7th, is the most dangerous day to drive on the roads.
Oh, great. Now you tell me.
No, well, I'm glad you got here. That's why we didn't tell you earlier.
Well, I had a guy harass me, so it adds up.
Well, here's the thing. You have to take this for what you want. There's a company called NextBase. They're a dash cam company. Do you have a dash cam in your car?
No, for what?
Because a lot of people have them today. That's why we get all those great videos.
Those great videos of what, Brian?
Well, of cars wrecking in front of them,
Who has dash cams besides cops?
A lot of people
a lot of people now.
Really?
Yeah. Kenzie, I'm not trying to lead you into wasting a couple hours of your day, but go on YouTube and put in dash cam. You'll see what people. So a lot of rideshare people have them, of course. Uber drivers let people.
Adds up. Okay.
Cab drivers.
Your job,
but there's a massive amount of people that have their own personal dash cams because they want to catch something if something happens to them, and then they can use that as evidence. So you just buy the little thing, a little tiny camera.
You know what scares me is that what if it's evidence against you? Now you have something else to destroy.
Well,
that sucks.
That's the risk you play.
You're like, I didn't cut them off. You're throwing the tape out into a in the Chicago River.
So this company crunched the data on the numbers of all the dash cam footage that they control, which is millions and millions of them. So again, take it for what it's worth. It's not from the Department of Transportation, but they found that August 7th is the deadliest day on American roadways by crunching all the dash cam footage that they control.
I believe it because people were angry today. I don't know what's in the air, but did I not come in today, Brian? It was like, wow, this person was like really harassing me on the road.
Yes. Yes, I don't like that.
I got half attacked by a guy on the road just following me. So I completely believe that. I don't know what's in the air. Maybe because it's a Wednesday. Did he wake up feeling like a Friday and now you're mad? Is it like because Lollapalooza was so long and hard for driving? Does it make this week just tense? It should already be the weekend?
They can't figure it out. They haven't gone through any kind of, psychographics with that to show that today why it is. But today, August 7th, is the most dangerous day to drive on the road. Now, yesterday, I almost had a little confrontation dropping Case off at his new apartment now with his girlfriend,
with
too.
Case?
No.
Oh.
I pulled to the side, but there's a bike lane there where I pull over. And so I parked in the bike lane, and we, in case was having
you have a car in the bike lane.
I understand, but cars and bikes could still go around. I wasn't blocking the entire lane just for like, okay, can I have 30 seconds here to drop my friend off at his apartment?
If you were on a bike.
There was no bikes coming. There was no cars coming.
Okay.
I appreciate you calling me a friend.
That was probably the first time I've said that.
I
isn't it?
know. It certainly caught my ears.
Well, it sounds bad if you're like, can I just drop off this guide already? He has to do it to soften the story. You see him.
So this hardo was in my car in the passenger seat.
I was just squeezing his hand.
This passenger princess was over there. And as I'm just wrapping up with case, we don't just like buy. Police officer, Chicago police officer pulls up, a lady cop, on the other side. So she stops her car going the other direction and stops traffic behind her and gives me a scowl that I haven't forgotten about yet.
No,
Maybe she was an ex.
No, she was not. I
It's
don't,
like, oh, that piece of crap's still around, huh?
I'm a cop now. I can shoot you.
Headshot.
I didn't recognize her as an ex. Very short hair, so maybe she cut her hair. That's a different look now.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. You know, those exes from 20 years ago hit different. Like, I don't even really remember you.
My guess is it could be that, or that I was parked in the bike lane
I
for
see.
for just a couple seconds, and she sat there, and I looked at Case, and I was in the middle of a sentence, and I wanted to finish my joke, but I kept looking over, and she gave me a scowl. She became a robot, didn't move, and finally I just gave her a little wave, like, "All right, I'm going," and I said, "Case, get out of the car, I gotta go." And we didn't finish whatever I was talking about. I said, "Get the hell out, I gotta get out of here."
No, the scowl was more damning than any ticket she could have written. The
Oh.
scowl was mean.
I beg to differ. As I go to court today, I would have loved to have been scowled at about a month ago.
I'm telling you, Kenzie, this scowl kept me up half the night. I kept waking up and seeing her eyes. It was very disturbing, this scowl. I don't know what officer works on the north side there at that hour, but it was about, I guess, noon or something.
She's
Maybe.
damn good at her job. She didn't even need a weapon. She's like, "Watow."
Yeah, her scowl could definitely reduce crime in Chicago like 7% if she gets all. They should make her work all over the city.
She must be a mom. I might guess she has children.
Do you think they have billboards of her scowling across the city?
Well, it's under the speed limit sign. That's what they better buy.
Oh, they should. I should take a picture of her, but then again, that would have
I
probably.
don't think that would have helped your case.
No,
If you
that-
zoom in on
that
her.
would have ended poorly, I think, with a taser situation.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
You can't defeat her. She's too powerful.
Clash with Kenzie.
Let the battle begin.
Q101.
Here we go. Clash with Kenzie, sponsored by the Schaumburg Boomers.
Feel the boom.
For tickets, visit boomersbaseball.com. And we have, what do we have here? James checking in from Plainfield. James, ahoy. James, tell us something real quick about yourself.
I'm a track and cross country coach at a local school.
You're probably enjoying the Olympics.
It's been awesome. My
Yeah.
kid has had a blast.
Oh, that's fun.
Do you want to give a shout out to the school you work at?
Lewis University.
Whoop, whoop. Is your team good? Are they fast?
We've made the national meet a couple times. I'm excited to see what we do this fall.
Wow.
Love it.
What's the key to falling in love with running? Because I hate running and I want to learn to run.
I too hate it, but I was competitive and didn't like to lose.
Thanks for the trick.
That's interesting that you hate it.
You know what? I'm glad it's universally a bitch to run.
It sucks.
Even for a guy who coaches it to national levels. I love this. Thank you for being honest. I appreciate you. Let's go. First one to 5 wins. Listen carefully. James, if Kenzie gets one wrong, you can steal a point. She can do the same to you. Call heads or tails.
Tails never fails.
It doesn't fail again today.
Ooh la la.
All right. Question number 1, James. What is Thomas Edison's most famous invention?
The light bulb.
The light bulb is correct.
Was a good one, huh?
I'm a fan.
Yeah, good stuff.
Imagine in the 1800s, they didn't have light bulbs.
1800 sucked. What a horrible century that was.
All
Hey,
right.
the
James,
Renaissance Fair is fun.
is this for Kenzie?
This is for Kenzie.
What social media company initially limited posts to 140 characters?
Oh, it's the worst. Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter did that in the beginning.
Oh, you had to like shorten everything, and this is horrible.
That's where a lot of abbreviations came into
I
play
know.
that are now used in like.
So did you just put words together? Like, and you're like, you
Conversation.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not going to be a space here. You get it.
Like great became GR8.
That's right.
Ugh.
You got to save all those valuable characters.
Yeah, you got to save every spot to get
Did you
your
ever
message
spend
across.
like 15 minutes on a tweet? Like,
Of
just
course.
What can I eliminate where this still adds up?
Twitter used to really matter. You used to have to live tweet everything.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I
It used to be
remember.
more fun, too.
I remember watching the Super Bowl and everybody's live tweeting, and someone just had to put up there. Twitter's like everybody in the same family room watching the game, and it really was. It was so. I loved Twitter.
Yes.
Now it's kind of a mess.
Now when you
sucks.
go to the comments on a video and you're ready to just laugh, it's just like people posting their porn. It's
is.
like, okay. I was ready for some good stuff.
Posted any porn on Twitter, James?
No.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, be careful. I don't want to lose your job now.
All right, back to James.
That's right, 1-1 back to James.
James, pigs roll around in what to keep them cool on warm days?
That would be mud.
I know. I thought about it. I saw a pig doing that. I go, must be nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
I didn't do it. I couldn't go through with it.
We have air conditioning, so I feel like,
Yeah, but the mud looked fun.
yeah, it'll be a good time.
Is it back to Kenzie?
It is 2-1 back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, what NFL team plays their home games in Glendale, Arizona?
I'm going to assume the Cardinals.
It is the Cardinals.
Okay.
That's right.
Unless there's a weird curveball for City.
Let's see. Back to James.
Yep.
Meryl Streep and Anne Hathaway star in what 2006 film about a powerful fashion magazine editor?
The Devil Wears Prada.
I bet you were embarrassed to say that.
I thought about it, but then I was like, oh, my wife loves that movie. So
First
I
off, it's
have an out.
iconic.
Every
Yeah, I
wife.
have an out to blame her.
That's
There you
right.
go.
Every wife and girlfriend loves the movie, and I've seen it too with my wife, and it's a really good movie.
It is good. Vinny Chase is in it. We're trying to get the
Admit
guys.
it, Brian. You watch it on your own.
I will not admit that, but
You know who did watch it by themselves a lot? Jim Halpert, because he was super obsessed with Emily Blunt. I'm saying Jim Halpert, so you know who it is. Because he was obsessed with Emily Blunt. It was a celebrity crush. Then he ended up marrying her.
Oh, you mean John Krasinski, the person,
Yes.
not Jim Halpert, the character?
Well, I was trying to help people know who that is.
I was like, oh, this is a weird Office storyline. I don't
No.
remember.
So he's obsessed with her in real life
Gotcha.
as James, or not, as our boss. Dang it.
As John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. I have my boss's email up right now. And so I was trying to help people relate to who that was. But he's obsessed with Emily Blunt, so he watched the movie, he said, more than once a week, and then he married her.
So the lesson is be a stalker.
I love some effort from guys. I think that's good.
I don't know. 3-2.
Manifest Destiny.
Oh, yeah, Manifest
Yes.
Destiny. There you go. It's 3-2 back to Kenzie.
Kenzie, what type of pasta is made by cutting a thin pasta sheet into small squares to wrap around a filling? What kind of pasta is that?
Gnocchi?
No, it's not gnocchi. Do you know, James?
Manicotti?
No. It's just a ravioli. It's just a little ravioli out there. Yeah.
I mean, okay. That's like a dish.
No, but a ravioli is a ravioli.
But, okay.
I mean, there's a singular.
I would like gnocchi. You can buy it a package ahead of time. That's also cut into small square, like little balls. With
But they're
filling,
round.
But it's fine.
These are squares.
I
That's
see.
right.
Stop debating it.
3-2 back to James.
James, Old Dirty Bastard was a member of what infamous rap group?
Wu-Tang Clan.
Hey.
Who
For
was
the
it?
children.
Who was it? You know?
I remember, was that the MTV Awards he got up on?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, Wu-Tang is for the children. Puffy.
Love it.
I used to play at the end of my show every day. Back in the day when I was the Sludge days there in Q101, I used to play. He goes, Puffy is good, but Wu-Tang is the best. Okay? Rest in peace, ODB.
That's right. Gone too soon. Pour
Also,
one out.
the infamous MTV episode where he walked and got food stamps when the Wu-Tang record was #1, and he had held up $1 million check. So he actually went and got food stamps even though he was a millionaire. Uh-huh. Great. Oh, he was fun.
I feel like I'm in the Chris Farley bit right now where he's like, do you remember when it was awesome? That's how I feel.
You remember when Old Dirty Bastard did that?
Good Lord, I got it. He did a lot of funny stuff.
4-2 back to Kenzie.
Okay, Kenzie, you need one here? What is the study of fossils called? The study of fossils
The study of fossils.
is...
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of my knowledge of Jurassic Park.
Right. That's a good way to
That's
go.
like all I'm trying to
That
think
word,
of.
the word is used in there several times. 3, 2,
Is it?
one.
Okay.
Don't say it because you'll give it to him.
Fine.
This is for the win, actually, for James, right?
Yes, it is.
James, what is the study of fossils called?
Oh, I wish I could have got a better hint there. Anthropology?
Anthropology, no,
Oh, love that store.
but it is apology. It's paleontology.
See, I thought, damn it.
Yes.
I literally thought that, and I'm like, everyone's gonna make fun of me because it's probably about plants or something. I'm gonna get made fun of. I
So-
always do that.
It's 4-2.
And it's back to James. He can win with a correct answer.
James, who is the current host of Celebrity Family Feud?
Oh, Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey is right.
Icon.
Sound like a fan.
He's hilarious.
We love it. Yeah, it's funny. He's hilarious. His reactions are amazing.
We have some video and audio up recently. Papa Roach took on Daughtry. on Celebrity Family
That's
Feud.
right. In a real battle of the titans.
Oh, it was great. And Steve Harvey was having a blast with Papa Roach. It was
who
great.
doesn't, you know?
Well, listen, you got another band you can go see. How about this, James? You're going to see the Marias, the sold-out show next Tuesday at the Salt Shed.
Let's go.
Let's go. Congratulations.
Clash with Kenzie. The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Now, you like free stuff. We are only 27 minutes away from 8 a.m. We're going to play 2 Green Day songs in a row. You enjoy the first Green Day song. Second Green Day song starts. You start calling 312-591-8300. That'll get you into the exclusive intimate lounge with Green Day on Monday and tickets to the show at Wrigley Field, which has the Pumpkins, Green Day, and Rancid. All that can be yours. In the meantime, enjoy Bad Omen.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for Head to Headlines, where you choose the content of the show based on the headline alone. So we're going to give you 2 headlines, and then you text in headline number 1 or headline number 2. That's also to 312-591-8300, which I know you know that phone number now. So if you didn't know it before, so text in and you decide what story we'll break down. So hear the headline, and then think about it for a minute, and then text in and see, like, I want to hear more about that story. And then the other one we will never talk about again. So that's also something, high stakes with this. So headline number 1. Undercover operation bust alleged Lego trafficking ring near Puyallup, which is a city in Washington, the state of Washington. Puyallup? I guess I'm saying that right?
Yeah, you are.
So that's the city, but focus on the other part of the headline besides the city there.
I know you're really honing in on the city.
Because it's so weird named. Undercover operation bust alleged Lego trafficking ring. I love Legos. I love them.
Now, is it possible to take them against their will? I didn't know that.
We're going to find out if you want to hear that
They're tired
story.
of people buying them.
They're also worth a crap load of money. Legos. Probably more than some people you would kidnap and hold for ransom. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Also, headline number 2. I know how to cook. Unseasoned chicken led to brawl with bug spray, fists, and knives.
Sounds like you don't know how to cook.
I should point out that I know how to cook was in quotes, like a quote from the person in the story that was fighting
it
back.
sounds like it would be their quote.
Yeah.
You know?
I know how to cook. Unseasoned chicken led to a brawl with bug spray, fists, and knives.
I like how the article already decided they're lying. I don't cook unseasoned chicken, person says.
So that's headline number 2. Now you text in headline number 1 or headline number 2. Which story do you want to hear more about? And after All American Rejects, we'll get into it. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for Head to Headlines. We've thrown out 2 headlines, and right now Kenzie is tallying up which story wins.
Woo, people be voting.
Yeah, I mean, both headlines are interesting.
Fingers of fire over here. I'm trying to respond.
Well, one's a little more aggressive than the other headline. So the first headline is this. Headline number 1. Undercover operation busts alleged Lego trafficking ring near Puyallup. That's in Washington State. A Lego trafficking ring. That's headline 1. Headline 2 was, quote, I know how to cook, end quote. Unseasoned chicken led to brawl with bug spray, fists, and knives. Now, it was very close. Very close. I'm surprised because I thought headline number 2 was going to win with a landslide. If people want to hear more with that.
It has been very close. I also, favorite text goes out to Brooke. Can't win, but I can vote is very funny. She obviously was trying to win Green Day.
And she's already won something, so she can't win again?
No, can't win. Like she didn't win Green Day. But she's like, damn it, hopefully my vote counts.
Well, it does count. And remember, at 2 p.m. with Lauren, you'll have another chance. 5 p.m. with Brian Phillips, another chance today. And tomorrow morning with us, 7 a.m., another chance to win Green Day. And it'll continue all week. So
another one.
And also join me at the Salt Shed, the Goose Island Brew Pub there. Tomorrow night, 6 to 8, come on site. Let's go every half hour.
There's a bunch of pairs getting given away. That's not a one and done thing.
Every half hour, I will throw out a pair. That's the only other place you can get them besides listening to Q101. That's all the info at Q101.com for everything if you missed it there. Now, the winner was, I know how to cook. Unseasoned chicken led to brawl with bug spray, fists, and knives. I'm not sure it's the exact accent that was used when she said that or he said that. We'll get to the story here and you decide what happened here. It happened in Georgetown, South Carolina. A fight with Raid bug spray, fists, and a knife.
Oh.
All started with some unseasoned chicken, according to a police report obtained by Channel 2 Action News. Before we even go any further,
Yes.
you have to season your chicken.
Well, it's dangerous not to.
Now, I made some last night on my Weber Lumen electric grill, which was unbelievable on that balmy night last night, thinking a football game was happening. And I typically, my go-to is first avocado spray, then I use Kirkland ground pepper, and Lowry's garlic salt.
Okay.
I definitely season.
And not a light amount, correct?
Not a light amount, because it's going to go off on the grill. And then while they're grilling, I squeeze lemons on top to make it lemony.
Oh.
It's a lemon chicken.
Well, you have to add citrus/acid to dishes. It's one of the number one complaints or critiques from chef when you watch Top Chef things. They'll be like, no acid. So good for you.
Is that right? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
A lot of people forget to do that, and it kind of ignites another taste bud level.
Yeah.
Separates up the cream and such.
Well, that's good to know that I do it right.
There you go.
It was
Good.
it was delicious.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, there you go.
We had it with rice and skewers.
You doing this on the cast iron?
No, it was on the grill.
Oh, sorry.
So, yeah.
The Weber grill. I've heard all about it.
That's right. It's unbelievable. And I had bought some skewers that were pre-made from Whole Foods, but they were really good. And then rice on the side.
Oh, thanks for the invite. Not like I live a half mile from you.
Can't I just enjoy a dinner without getting guilted out?
That sounds awesome.
Okay, we'll do it. Let's put it on the books. We'll have another
Yeah,
one.
right. I hear it.
I had Fruity Pebbles for dinner last night,
I've
Brian.
accepted that I'll never know where you live. I will never know. I've accepted it. In fact, I've extended an invite to you and your wife. And I said, just pick a time. You can come over whenever you want. Just give me a date. And you said, I will. And you never have.
Well, he hasn't picked a time yet.
I said,
That's right.
any day. I go, it could be a weekday. We have dinner every night.
I understand.
Never picked a time. I'm done.
That's the thing about that Roman household. They have dinner every night.
We do. It's a consistent tradition.
And it's not Fruity Pebbles.
No.
No. I'm just saying this story, I'm starting off with siding with whoever was angry about the unseasoned chicken because you've got to season it. Okay, so deputies in Georgetown County, South Carolina say they were called to a home where a fight was ongoing. So they got there and the fight hadn't ended, which is awesome. Because imagine you call 911 and they got to get there. Let's say the best time is 5, 6, 7 minutes. Imagine fighting over this for that long. Maybe it was longer. I don't know. One of the people involved, Hope Harper, told investigators that Anthony Harper began assaulting them all, which was more than just her in the room, because they asked why didn't he season the chicken he was cooking so it would crust up? I'm not sure what that means, Kenzie. I mean, I guess putting some kind of coating on it that would crust up, whatever, like a liquid coating.
I don't know what their exact complaint was. I don't know if the heat wasn't high enough to get a char mark, if that's what he was doing.
Well, he didn't season it. I didn't even put anything on it.
Right. So if the heat's not high enough, it's not going to get like a char or a grill. That's not going to happen. You have to have very, very high heat for that. It could also be that he didn't dredge it and they wanted like some type of panko crust or something like that.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure which one.
Now that I get it, he said when they say crust up, she probably means sear it so it's a little crispy on the outside, moist on the inside.
It requires a higher heat.
Yep.
So if you ever feel like you're like, my chicken's not really browning, it's not really doing that, crank that heat up, baby.
Well, you've got it. You can either do a reverse sear or the sear in the beginning. You can do it either way.
Obviously, we should all be on the bear, so I don't know what's happening. I've been asking and requesting, but whatever.
Get to your sear station, chef. Thank you, chef.
Yeah, heat's not high enough, chef. Dumbass, chef.
So, when she said that to him, why didn't he season the chicken so it would crust up? He replied, I know how to cook, and Granny was going to season the chicken. Now, I guess there was a grandma in the house that also probably got in this fight.
Is she okay? that's talk about burying the lead. Where's Grandma?
He calls her Grammy, not Granny. I'm sorry, it was Grammy. I called my grandmother Gammy. One of my grandmothers was Gammy.
Gammy?
Because when I was a kid, I couldn't say
all
Grammy.
the things your grandma went through, and then she gets called Gammy.
She liked it, as far as I know.
She loved it.
She went through a lot.
She lived in 95, and she smoked for like 60 years too. I'm not trying to make a
classic Gammy.
I'm not being an advocate for smoking
I don't
here.
know, it seems like smoking's awesome, is what you're saying, Brian.
People live longer if they smoke. Is what I've heard.
Oh man! So that's what he yelled back to them. Now the thing that I have to call him out on is, when the chicken's seasoned. So if Grammy, didn't season the chicken, you should say, hey, Grammy, you put some seasoning on here before I put it on the grill or whatever.
On these damn breasts.
That's right. Hope Harper, now the woman, then called Anthony Harper a, quote, dumb dog.
You lint liquor. Isn't it right?
A lint liquor. Then a fight broke out between all of them, and I got to assume Grammy's in there, too, in the fight. Because they probably said Grammy didn't see, and that she comes running in. I did, and it was a big brawl between all of them.
Keep Cammy's name out your mouth.
Right. Then all of a sudden, I don't know how many people were in this house. Someone else came in the room and fired a gun into the ceiling to stop the fight.
What? How many people are in this house? What is
Oh, my God.
They have an entire apartment complex living in what I imagine is a one-bedroom house, like a ranch-style house.
This story is not even close to being over, by the way, what happened in this fight. After the fight broke up, Hope began chasing Anthony, the non-seasoner, through the house with a steak knife.
Oh my God, just grab a pepper grinder or something. I feel like you could have just grabbed some adobo seasoning and handled it.
Yeah, the fight was over. She grabs a steak knife and starts it up again.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so then here's verification on Grammy now. Then Grammy came out of her room. So she was in a
With
room.
a rifle?
She was not in the whole fight, so I'm glad about that because I don't want Grammy in that
They
fight.
were just calling her out of her name.
But she came out and said, kind of like Stone Cold, and her music started. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun. Grammy came out of her room with a broom and chased Hope Harper away from Anthony while she was holding the steak knife. Now,
Where's the person with the gun?
I don't even. They don't talk about. They don't talk about that person again.
Where did they go?
Somebody ran in the room with a gun, shot it in the ceiling, and left.
Do you think they're like, well, I gave him my best? Like, what are you doing? Where did you go?
Usually shooting a gun in the air stops everything. It didn't. In retaliation now at this point, Anthony now, who was being chased with the steak knife, the non-seasoner, then grabbed a can of Raid and started spraying it on everybody in the room.
That sucks. That's a deadly weapon.
Oh, that's
Well,
very
now
vicious.
the chicken's ruined.
Yeah.
That sucks. no one's going to eat, damn it. Oh,
But here- This is absolutely what's going on here. And then, finally, I believe at end of the fight, Anthony must not be very strong, the non-seasoner, because Hope grabbed the can of Raid from him and then sprayed it all over his body.
Oh, no. Do you think the ants are just like, they're like pushing their little arms together like,
Oh, my God. Well, that's where the fight... So finally the police arrive at that point, and both were arrested, actually, on Sunday.
Probably a good call.
I bet Granny went back to her room with the broom, and whoever the guy with the gun was,
gonna say.
they don't talk about him again.
Do you think the cops arrested the guy and the girl? They put Grammy back in the bedroom, and then as they were leaving the house, they went, "Hey, where's that bullet hole coming from?"
It's too much. Did everyone just go to Popeyes after this?
I mean, was it a neighbor that ran in with a gun, shot the ceiling, and then left and went back home?
Who runs in with a gun?
Case, this is definitely one we got to follow up on. It says both were arrested Sunday and released on bond Tuesday, and they were charged with assault and battery. But we have to know what happened here with the conclusion. This story posted actually July 31st.
Okay, all right.
So it's been a week almost.
I want to talk to Grammy more than anybody. I want her side of the story.
Yeah. You know, we're trying to book right now Wes Scantlin of Puddle of Mud because he got arrested by the cops in a weird standoff with SWAT.
This is true.
A week ago, we're going to get him on the show to talk about it. But I want him and I want Grammy. And whoever had the gun, too.
I obviously the person with the gun it's like Casper. The ghost was like, it just disappeared.
Well, listen, you guys chose wisely today. The headline was, I know how to cook. Unseasoned chicken led to brawl with bug spray, fists, and knives. And boy, did that story live up to it. Head to headlines with Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.